Hey guys, yes, I'm a little overdue with this one. I should have put this one earlier, but been working and been busy and been tired. But I'm putting this one up. Before I get on with this, though, I have to share this with you guys because this is too freaking funny to keep to myself. You might remember, some of you to check out my channel. You might remember a while back I put out a video, sort of an addendum to my evolutionary ones, and the video was on Kent Hovind. For those of you who don't know him, he's basically this one of those creationist idiots who basically can't prove a damn thing. Under the video, somebody had commented that the reason why I put that video out, first of all, to quote him, he puts, "Evolution is truly for idiots. You are jealous of Kent Hovind. That is all." Now, it's not the "evolution is truly for idiots" that cracks me up. It's the "you are jealous of Kent Hovind" line that really makes me want to laugh. I really have to hang this up and frame it. Let me get this straight. According to this person, I'm jealous of someone who has no science degrees, despite the fact that he thinks he can comment on such matters, never taken an accredited science course to support any of the BS that he spouted, has been disproved by just about every last scientist who has debated with him and who has written about him, has been discredited and is disregarded by the very community that is trying to prove that creationism is real, and is currently serving time for tax fraud. According to the person who put that comment up, I am jealous of this guy. I've already done my laughing. You guys can laugh along right now, but I just had to share that with you. That was just that was outrageous. I tell you that you can't make this comedy up, you know. Anyway, to get a little bit back on topic, the last recording that I put up has caused a bit of a stir. Apparently, some people seem to think that I had taken a bit too morbid a turn. Not that I can blame them for that. I mean, I was pointing out what the message of the movie The Network was, and I was kind of pointing out just how high a mountain you guys are going to have to climb if you want any real change around here. But some of you, not all of you, I got a couple of comments, and some of the comments seem to think that I'm suggesting that we just give up. And no, that wasn't what I was trying to say at all. I wasn't saying that you should just give up. That wasn't the aim. Zach from Feel Free to Argue, I thought, came up with a wonderful response to my video. He was talking about that he doesn't want to give up. I love the name of his video too, I Won't Let You Discourage Me. And while I am glad he put that thing up, and I agree with a lot of what he had come back with, to an extent, I wasn't trying to, discourage any of you guys. Nor, again, I'm not saying that you guys should give up. What I am saying is that there is a lot more stacked against you than some of you may think. Now, I know from the correspondence I've had with a few people who have talked to me, PM me, left messages and whatnot, that they kind of see the same thing. They understand what's stacked up against them. They know how bad things are. But that's what makes them even more determined to change things. Because it's like, how the hell can we let things go this far? And, damn it, we can't let it continue. And I like that attitude. The whole, no, fuck this shit. We gotta, no matter what, keep on fighting. And I have that attitude, believe it or not. I mean, I know I sound very pessimistic at times, and I am quite frustrated with the American public, which I'm about to get into in a moment. But I've always... Well, it's somewhat, if you want to know my feelings on the matter, it kind of reminds me of a line that I once heard from Brother Jay of the old rap group X-Clan during one of his songs. Freedom or death, and death unto birth, and we carry on. That's my thoughts on the matter. It's just that I'm kind of reminding you guys that there's probably going to be a hell of a lot of death before you get the freedom. The problem, again, is with the American public. It's not just that they're stupid. It's not just that they're apathetic. And it's just pretty much that they're very comfortable. They're very cowed. Remember, guys, you're dealing with I don't know how many decades, maybe even more, of conditioning, which has been on fast forward ever since the 50s after World War II. I mean, it's been going on before that, definitely way before that, but the speed up to this kind of nationalistic, almost fascist state that things are going towards has been in development since the 50s. And people are just catching on now. You know, it's... And then when they do catch on, they think that maybe sending a couple of letters or maybe just simply throwing out a couple of angry videos is going to be enough to get people to turn around. It's going to take a lot of work, guys. You gotta... Zach basically said that it's going to take people getting out of their comfort zones, and he thinks it's even going to go further than that. It's when things get so bad that they finally, you know, realize that, you know, they got to do something. But he also stated that with the way things are, with the economy tumbling and with tons of people out of work, they're going to have a lot more time to pay attention to things. And I do agree that there's a possibility of that. But there's also a possibility that they might just wallow in their sorrows, you know? I mean, there's been 2 stories now of families that killed themselves because they didn't know what to do about the economy. So, I mean, not saying that this is what every single last American is going to do, but you're going to be hearing a lot more of those stories because there are tons of people out there who have no clue what to do. They're not going to have the attitude of, oh man, this is BS, I'm not taking this crap. It's more like, oh my God, everything's gone, everything's destroyed, I got nothing to live for, because they have no plan. You know? You're hearing the noise in the background, those are the kittens. Man, I had a point, and now I'm rambling. Well, just to basically get back on topic here, it's just that, look, there's a hell of a lot that you guys have to realize that you gotta put up with. You gotta put up with years of indoctrination, you gotta put up with years of misinformation, and you gotta try to motivate a mass of people who are comfortable. I mean, these guys are lounging comfortable mentally. Trying to rouse this group of people is going to be very, very hard, especially when from the cradle on upwards, you know, they're taught these notions of patriotism and, you know, the American dream and our values and all that type of stuff. And this is stuff that they grew up with. Even though on one hand they know the BS that's going on. I mean, catch somebody in a regular conversation, almost no one is happy with the government. But as soon as you start talking about doing some real actual change, that's when you start getting the rhetoric spat back. You know, it's a funny dichotomy, and I'm pretty sure you guys many people who have dealt with a fanatical religious person know exactly what I'm talking about. On one hand, they seem to have some form of common sense. I mean, they put their clothes on that morning, but on the other hand, their mind is capable of keeping logic and stupidity in the same brain at the same time. And it's hard for them to notice that because this is what they grew up with. I think a good example I can give you is, okay, I know. Think about your family. Any of you guys. Just start thinking about your family. And think about some of the things that you grew up with your family. And start thinking about some of the little quirks that you and your family might have done that when you later on grew as an adult and out into the real world, it would probably be very hard for you to explain to somebody without them looking at you like either you're weird or just burst out laughing like, what the hell? And think that your family is pretty freaking weird. It shouldn't take long for you to think about some trait or something that your family does traditionally, just something in your family that you guys just grew up with that you treated as normal. But then when you left the house, you realize, wow, no one does this? We're the only ones that think this way? Are you the only ones that do this? But while you were living there, you thought it was normal. You didn't have a contrast. And even now, though you know things are different, you look back on those traits with fondness and you don't necessarily think they're wrong, right? Well, this is the same way with people with, you know, their thoughts and preconceptions in this country. This is what they grew up with. It's hard to get them to realize, that's not normal. This is, you know, you shouldn't be living like this. And that's what you got to deal with if you want to make any type of real change. And when it's so hardcore indoctrinated in a group of people because the powers that be want them to be that way because it's easy for them to stay in power, that's a hell of a fight, because not only you're fighting against the masses in order to help the masses at the same time that you're trying to fight the people that are oppressing them at the same time. So you got a double fight here. And like I said in the last video, the board has been already set up before you got here, so it's going to be a tough fight. That's what I'm saying. I'm basically saying you guys have to be realistic about it. And this is why the sages pretty much was like, fuck society, and walked off. Now, this is not saying that we should do the same thing. I mean, yeah, you helped yourself, but what about everybody else? That's one of the things that I disagree with. You know, I don't think you should just... I mean, unless it's completely hopeless, you know, and I don't think it's gotten to that point yet. Yeah, keep the good fight up. I'm not saying to give up. I'm just saying, know your enemy. Know what the game is before you start to play. That's all I'm saying.